welcome back to another episode of Richmond Football. This one would be a update on Josh Smiley. So Richmond has just released a new update on Josh Smiley and probably why the last injury report came up with TBC, which is to be assessed. So I've got the report up from the Richmond website, so I thought we'll have a little discussion about it and see what really happened. I'm guessing maybe they've kind of heard what the fans had been saying. We feel like there wasn't as much transparency between us, so we didn't know what was going on. It was the constant reconditioning from 1 to 3, which then felt like that was 1 to about 9 weeks. So it says Smiley had returned to the main group in the past fortnight and was pushing for a VFL return until he felt a discomfort in his quad following recent training sessions. So obviously it's back to that same quad. I'm guessing it's the same quad. Scans have since revealed a strain that will be ruling him out for the rest of the next 3 weeks. So rest of the year. We probably all just agree he's probably done for the year. We're going to pack him up, put him on ice, get his quad recovered, whether it's surgery or just rehab, and then get him in for a big preseason next year, which is kind of the way I was kind of going towards the end of the year. With that last month to go, I was like, what's the point of just giving him a game or two? I know that the idea was to give him a taste, Ooze had said, but I think you just pack him up and get him ready for next year with a big preseason, him and Lawler, because it would help our team. It says the club is still keen on Smiley working towards a potential return to action through the VFL finals, given Richmond is currently placed 8th in the state ladder. Look, I understand that, but I don't agree with it. I just think you just put him on ice. Otherwise, there's a chance it's a reoccurrence like Lawler. I don't want that to happen. The nature of Smiley's injury will enable him to continue running. However, he will need to progress the volume and intensity at kicking at distance. So I'm guessing it's not the running. It's just when you need to put pressure on the foot to kick a ball is the problem. So it says Smiley had been undertaking conditioning block over the last 8 weeks after overcoming a hamstring injury he suffered in May. So that 1 to 3 weeks actually ended up being 8 weeks as a reconditioning sort of thing. And then it says the 196 midfielder, so he's obviously grown a centimetre because he was 195 originally when he was drafted, has previously also injured his hamstring in match simulation in January, affecting his preseason training load, which we knew. Obviously, we just thought he would eventually would have got it right. And then it says Richmond's executive general manager of football performance, Tim Livingston, said that the club had taken no risks with Smiley across the season, which is good to hear that they're not taking a chance on such a player that we have high hopes in. He was picked 7 officially, so the club obviously would like to see a bright future with him. And I do. I think he's that Bont and Cripps type, which everyone needs to remember. Their first year, I'm pretty sure they both didn't play many games or they were injured a lot because of their body type. So we need to take that into precaution as well. And just remember, look, obviously, we're not going to see the final form of him straight away. So you're going to be another 2 years before we even see him, maybe even at his best. So he's only the beginning of what will be a long journey for Josh and his elite level. Because of this, we have not taken any risks with him this year, said. I'm assuming this is still Tim Livingston. We are preparing Josh's body for a long-term AFL player and cope with the rigours of being a professional athlete. While it is frustrating for him and us that he's not been able to play any more football this year, the reality is his body has not responded to an increase in the volume, intensity of training required to perform at a senior level. So even you look at that sentence, they're saying his body is not holding up to the rigours of AFL level, so they're not going to push him to try and force him into the side and cause more injury, which is good to hear. I like that, the fact that the club's going, well, we tried to see him get to that level. His body can't handle it. We're not going to push him and hurt him. So Josh has put a lot of hard work into this year, and will have learned a lot to help him for his best prepare for 2026 and beyond. It just says, we are looking forward to seeing Josh out on the field next season, and both are excited and confident about that he will be able to play and do such as his talent, which is good. And it just says Josh Smiley has played 4 VFL matches this season, all between VFL round 3 and round 6, and has averaged 16 disposals and 3 tackles per game. So just getting a little background of what he performed. Look, I think we all can agree we are a bit disappointed that we're not going to see Smiley this year at AFL level. We did see him at VFL. Now, going off kind of what they're saying, you can see that his body just couldn't even quite handle the senior level of VFL, which is good, which is what makes me kind of one thing that does make me happy with. I know it sucks that he's not playing. But what makes me happy is that the club has seen what's the issue, tried to fix it, and noticing it. Look, it's still not working. He's not getting to where we want him to, and we're not going to put his long-term career at jeopardy for a short-term gain. So they've gone, we'll do the long race. You know, this is an AFL for careers is generally, if they're meant to make it, it's a marathon, not a race. So they've also gone with the marathon attempt here. I do appreciate it. I would rather, we don't happen what happened to Sam Lawler. You would think he's right, comes in, 5 minutes in, bang, he's out again. So I kind of wish this how they kind of took it with Sam Lawler after that second quad hamstring injury. This is the same one now officially 3 times. Let's not take a risk. Let's shut him down and make sure we get him right the first time. But it is what it is. I think, in my opinion, the club has taken the right precautions with Smiley. I know some people are saying there's other things behind closed doors. They're not letting us on. Until it comes out, you can't believe it. It's just hearsay. So until otherwise, I'm going to back the club in their judgment on what they've done in history. That Serpil showed us. If you think about it, he's got Hopper and Taranto, Lynch back, and Dion Prestia. Considering you think that those 4 over the last 2 years really struggled to get on the football oval. They're seasoned veterans, so obviously he's been able to adjust them a lot better than he has with the rookies. But the rookies are just, their bodies aren't adapted to it. So maybe by next year, a lot of their rookies won't be getting as injured because they've had a full pre-season. Considering, if you think about it, Luke Trainer and Jasper Alga are the only ones that have actually had a full pre-season. Oh, and Sim, also had a full pre-season. So, look, it is what it is. Happy where we are, and happy with the steps that the club's taken. So, if you guys would like to, please leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and as I always say, go Tigers and stay safe.